Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I wanna share with you 5 different free keyword research tools that you can use to create better content, to make sure that you can rank for certain keywords for search engine optimization, and also get highly targeted traffic and followers to your website. Some of these tools are free to use all the time. Other tools you can just use for a brief period of time before you have to pay or wait until the next day. But either way, they're gonna help you discover what keywords you really need to be paying attention to. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm gonna show you how to actually use other people's websites to determine what keywords you should be ranking for too. Now, really quick, full disclosure, I am not an SEO expert. I don't work at an SEO company, but I've been trying to rank keywords for the last 10 years, and I've been successful sometimes and not so successful sometimes, but I do use these tools to help point me in the right direction. Now, if you understand SEO, you probably already know a lot more than I do, but for those of you who are just starting out, especially if you're just starting out with a blog or a website or some sort of podcast or something like that, this is my way to help you make sure that you are writing about or recording information about things that are important for the people who are searching for information that you have. All right, so 3 important data points that we're gonna be looking for and discovering through the tools in this video. Number 1 is the search volume. Typically, it's showing us how often a keyword is being searched for within a month. Number 2, related keywords. That is, keywords that are similar or that people are typing in that kind of relate to that first one that we had. That way we can actually see if, well, maybe we should target that other one instead and actually get a feel for what the search volume is there too. And then finally, number 3, the competition. How competitive might that keyword be for us to try and rank for? All right, so it's time to dive into the tools, and you might be thinking the first one I'm gonna share with you is the Google Adwords Keyword tool, but guess what? It's not. Although that's a great tool and it's free and open to use all the time, unfortunately, it only gives you a limited amount of data that you can pull, which these other tools will pull from, plus give you even more. So the Keyword Planner, it's all right, but let's dive into the first one right now. All right, so the first tool here is actually an extension for your browser. If you're using Chrome or Firefox, you can use this tool and it's super powerful. It's called keywordseverywhere.com. And this adds a little bit of data when you're doing regular search on things like Google or Amazon or elsewhere. I'll show you the examples in just a minute, but it's super powerful and it's really, really easy to use. So we're gonna install it on Chrome right now and I'll show you how to do that. So just click on Install for Chrome. Then we're gonna click on Add to Chrome. Add extension. Now, in order to use this tool, you're gonna need to get an API key. Very simply, just put in your email right there. All right, and then you'll get an email like this, and all you have to do is click on the API key here or paste that URL there. So after you install Keywords Everywhere and you have it enabled here in the extension, what's really cool is now you're going to see keyword data wherever keywords might be relevant in your search and your regular sort of activities on web pages that you might already be visiting. For example, here on Google, if I type in keto diet, it's gonna tell me, well, how many people are searching for relevant keywords. So I can see keto diet here is 1.5 million, keto diet menus, 33,100 per month. So again, this is how many people are searching for those keywords every single month. So this gives me some really good insights on which one of these might be more popular or perhaps, I should target, etc. It's also telling me some ad data coming from Google AdWords in terms of how much a cost per click is. And if I actually click through, so if I click through to keto diet foods, for example, it's also gonna tell me up top the competition. Now, please don't be confused about the competition mark here. This isn't competition for search engine rankings. This is competition for bids for this keyword for people who are paying for advertising. So it's like an auction system, and this is the competition. How many other competitors are there going to be for that keyword? The more competitors and the more they pay, the higher you're gonna have to pay. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So point being, don't look at this competition number. That does not reflect competition within the search engines. Now let's head on over to Amazon and you can get an idea for how this works outside of Google as well. So let's say I'm going for something like tripod. Now again, here, it's telling me right here how many searches there are, again, in Google though. It's not searches in Amazon, it's always pulling Google information. But again, this is just really handy because it shows us right then and there where we are, perhaps doing other kinds of research, what the search volumes might be, so we can just get a feel for how popular these keywords are, which is really cool. So tripod for iPhone gets more views and more searches than tripod for camera. Tripod for iPhone 7 Plus only has 3,600 views per month, etc. Now, where this is really handy are some of my, are on some sites like my favorite one here, answerthepublic.com. I covered this and a number of other content sniping tools in a previous video. I'll link to it in a card above. But I love this because it tells me the questions that my audience is asking. And now, in combination with keywords everywhere, I can get an understanding for, well, how often are these questions being typed in and being searched for? So for example, let's do keto diet again, and I'm gonna go get questions. So the resulting page is a wheel of questions that people are typing in to find out answers related to this topic, which is really handy in and of its own. But now that we have the keyword research data behind it, you're gonna find it even more interesting. So if you actually hover over each of these keywords, you're gonna see some search volume here. However, don't be worried, most of them are gonna be search volume 0 per month. That doesn't mean like absolute 0, it just means there isn't really a significant amount of searches to actually show you anything in this tool. Now, this is a little hard to see and understand, but if you actually scroll up and click on data, this is where you can get some good data. And now what I'm gonna look for is, out of these questions, which questions actually do have a significant amount of searches. So if I scroll down here, I'm sure we'll find some. You don't always find some, but here we go. Does keto diet work? 1,900 searches per month. That's a good clue that, okay, I need to answer that question on my website or in a post of some kind. This is how I prove relevancy to this particular topic, and it's gonna just help increase search engine rankings overall. What's keto diet? That's only 170 searches per month. Here we go, here's a big one. What to eat keto diet? 5,400 per month. So, a list of items that people can eat if they're on the keto diet. That's a big one. Let's keep going here, see if there's any other significant ones that are popping up. How to start keto diet. Let's see, scroll down. How much protein keto diet? So those are, I wanna pull out those questions that have some sort of search volume here. It's gonna be far less than those other terms we've found just through Google alone. But I mean, that's just telling me right now what I should be writing about or creating content about. If you produce any content or produce any products for a site like Etsy, it's also gonna show you stuff on Etsy too. So let's say you have a shop about, you know, wedding planning stuff. So let's do wedding planning. So now I can see all the different sort of smaller, more niche down items within wedding planning, related keywords, and how many searches there are for each of them as well. So wedding planning glass, 70 per month. Again, this is pulling from Google, but it still gives us info about what's popular and not. And we can assume for the most part that it's gonna be reflected on the same platform that we're on and searching through, although the numbers won't be the same. Like there's not 40,500 people searching for wedding planning book on Etsy every month, but we do know that there are more than wedding planning notebook. So again, that's how you would use this tool, and it's really handy as you go along. All right, next up we have KWFinder.com, or obviously keywordfinder.com. So KWFinder.com, it has the ability to have just a couple searches for free before you sign up. If you sign up for free, you get 5 additional searches. So I'm just gonna use it once here, but it is really powerful and I would recommend you check it out. You can subscribe to get more searches if you'd like, but here we go. This is the homepage here, and if you just type in something like keto diet, this is what you'll find. Find keywords. Now, what I really like about this tool is just the layout and the look of all this information. It's quite easy to understand. For example, here on the left-hand side, you're seeing other suggestions and the related search volume, the cost per click like before, but then you're also seeing here something competition in PPC, which is the same thing that competition thing like I talked about earlier. That's not anything you wanna look at, but unlike a lot of other tools, you're also seeing keyword SEO difficulty here. And this is related to a number of different link profile stats. You'll also see something similar here when you look at the Google SERPs, or search engine results pages. If you were to type in this keyword into Google, these are the top 10 pages that would be there. But it's also giving you some background information about them. For example, the domain authority, page authority, the rank through Moz, which is an amazing SEO company, Moz Trust, and a few other things, links. These are external links that are pointing back to the website, and then also Facebook shares, which do play a role in search engine rankings as well. So you can kind of get a sense for, okay, well, if I were to create something, how possible might it be to rank for that particular keyword? And you can see, okay, well, I just have to do better than these websites, and you have some data now to analyze what it might take. Now, it's not gonna happen overnight, but it is something that if you create something worth and has value in it, it can get shared, it can get linked to, and that's how you slowly climb the search engines there. Now, you can see here on the left-hand side, related to these suggested keywords, you can get a sense for how competitive these keywords are. So, you know, the green numbers are better. It means you have a likely chance. I mean, where you see green means opportunity. So there's some opportunity here. There's some opportunity here on the right-hand side. The link profile strength for this one is really interesting. So what I would do from here is actually go into this post, check it out, try to understand, well, why is it ranking and what could I possibly do better than that one? Those are sort of like open doors for you to get access to this keyword in the search engines. But if anything, even without ranking in search engines, it's still something that you should be potentially covering in some shape or form. So for example, down here, ketogenic diet foods. Yes, there's less search, but there's less competition as well. If I were to scroll down, dieta, that's more like a mistype. Scrolling down here, ketogenic bread. That seems like good opportunity. Even though there's not much search, again, talking about that item will help your website become more relevant, and it can help lift everything else up. Now, what else is really cool about this tool, one of my favorite parts about it is the questions tab here. So if I go to questions and then I hit search once again, you get a list of questions, similar to what we found in Answer the Public, but listed out in a way that's showing also the keyword competition too. Now the search volume, like in the other tool we just showed you, is gonna be far less than what most people are finding on other keywords, but it's because these are questions that are much longer. These are longer tail keywords, but we can actually sort these through search volume. And again, these are very similar to what we found on the other page, how to start keto diet. Let's see here, what's keto diet, what to eat, keto diet, yep. So again, these are just topics that I know I should be writing about and a little bit of information about them as well. And then I can actually click on each of these. So let's pick this one, for example, how to start keto diet. I'm gonna click on that. I'll now see the top 10 search results, or actually top 11, for that particular keyword. I can go and analyze those and see, okay, can I have a better link profile than these ones that appear here based on authority and page ranking and such. So yeah, Facebook, if I were to write something of value, I might be able to rank for that keyword. All right, a similar tool that a lot of people love is called SEMRush. And actually, when I was doing a lot of my niche site research back in the day, this is the tool that I absolutely loved. A, because these other ones didn't exist, but also B, this is just very reliable, and it also shows me in a very beautiful way information that I need. Okay, so here we are at the homepage of SEMRush, and I'm logged into my account so I can have access to a few more free searches. You get a limited number of searches every single day after you sign up. And what's really cool here is you can type in a keyword like we did before, keto diet, and hit enter. And it's gonna give you a lot of similar information to what we saw before, but I also love that it's showing us the trends too. I think that's really important because if it's trending down, you might wanna actually look at targeting a different keyword or trying another related keyword that people are typing in more. We're gonna see a lot of the similar things like the volume and the cost per click. If you scroll down, you're gonna see some of the top pages in the search results. But where I really love to use this tool is actually putting in websites and then getting information about those websites and certain keywords that they may also be targeting as well. So one thing I love to do is start with the seed keyword just like we did and scroll down and find the organic search results. And then I'm gonna look for a website here like Keto Dash, for example. So I'm gonna highlight Keto Dash, and I'm gonna go up here, and actually I think I can click on this website to get some information about that website. Yeah, we can do it that way, or you can just type in a domain name. You can type in your own domain name too to get some information about your website. Now, I can get some information here that's really helpful. For example, the number of total backlinks and the search engine traffic for this website. So in addition to that, it's also giving me some information about other keywords that this page is ranking for. So keto diet, and it's telling me it's in position number 2. For keto, it's position number 2. For what is keto diet, it's position number 6. So this is an authority website in the keto space, which is really interesting to know. I might want to go out and see if I can develop a relationship with this person who owns this website or this company, for example, or maybe work with them in some way, shape, or form. Maybe guest post on their website so I can perhaps get some of that link juice coming from that website back to mine. I don't know. I can analyze the site even a little bit more by going to backlinks and getting an idea of, okay, well, where are these backlinks coming from? Okay, so here's the analysis on the backlinks of keto-dash.com. So actually it's giving me an overview here. It's giving me a trend in terms of like when these backlinks were created. You could see a lot in December, and that's because the keto diet was kind of taking off at that point. It's probably where they got a lot of good Google juice from. Backlink types, which you don't even really need to worry about right now, where these backlinks are coming from. The anchors, meaning the highlighted text that's actually pointing people back to this website from other websites. So you can see here, look at, I'm seeing 28-day weight loss challenge. It's giving me some ideas about, okay, well, maybe that's where a lot of the Google rankings and shares and information like that is coming from, is from this challenge. There's another one here, 149 coming from this one. Check out the 28-day weight loss challenge now. So I wanna look into this a little bit. I can actually click through and find more information about this. Okay, so for this one in particular, I can see the anchor text on all of these websites now. This is where links are pointing back to Keto Dash. So Misfit Living, Thrive, Strive, Misfit Living, Thrive, Strive. So I can upgrade to get more, but this is giving me some ideas about, okay, these two websites, which have some authority it seems, are pointing back to this website, and I can go and actually go into these posts and just kind of begin to understand how this space is working a little bit. I'm gonna go back here and actually click on backlinks to get overall where else might be links coming from. So for example, struggle.co, Misfit Living seems to be, you know, a big one there related to weight loss and challenges and things like that. So again, just a little bit more information that's gonna help me understand, okay, what is the reason why people are linking back to this website? Can I create something more valuable? Can I create relationships with those companies or those websites? How might I be able to get even stronger websites to link back to me? Again, this is a process here that's gonna take some time for you if you wanna rank for these certain keywords, but this gives you some information so you're no longer approaching it blindly. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about a tool that's very popular in the social media space, but not so much known as a keyword research tool. But I think it's important for keyword research because based on the keywords that you want to target, you're gonna look for content that is being shared. That's gonna give you some ideas in terms of like what's hot right now so that you can get a better chance of getting shared as well. Sharing and social media kind of metrics do play a role in search engine rankings. So let's dive into this tool called BuzzSumo. Now what I love about BuzzSumo is that when you type in a keyword, it gives you a lot of information about, okay, well, what are people sharing about that topic right now? And as I can see here for keto diet, number one is this infographic, and now it's giving me some information, kettleandfire.com, forgetsugarfriday.com, and I can see just how engaged, or like how many engagements there are across different kinds of social media platforms, which again, like I said, does play a role in search engine optimization. So if I were to type in keto diet food list into Google, I might assume that this will pop up because of just the sheer volume of shares and engagement. Actually, let's go and test that right now. Keto, what is it? Keto diet food list. Scroll down. Now I see. So it is ranking on the first page, keto diet food list, infographic, and PDF. But there are a lot of ranking factors that are probably playing a role. This one by rule.me seems to be the one that is getting the most search volume, and it's probably because it has some really great information, as you can see here. Quite an extensive post. Now, speaking of length of posts, what's really interesting about this as well is this tool, BuzzSumo, will give you information about, okay, well, what is common or what is actually popular between all these things that are being shared. So if I scroll down here, you'll see, okay, there's a load of volume here. But what I'm gonna do now is actually click on content analysis and hit search. And this is again for keto diet. And if I scroll down, you'll see, okay, out of 5,000 articles that were analyzed, 1.6 million shares, the average shares between all of them is 320. Here's a little bit of a trend chart in terms of, okay, when articles were written and how many shares happened and when. But the coolest thing is, like, you scroll down here and you can see, okay, here's where most of the sharing is happening. Facebook and Pinterest. So this is telling me, okay, these are the platforms where people who are interested in this particular topic exist. And also it's giving me a little bit of information about, okay, the type of post too. So check this out, like Facebook, actually Pinterest, you can see list type posts, how-to articles, why posts, videos, all those kinds of things. If I scroll down, date published, probably not as important, but here we go. Average shares by content length. So this is telling me some information about if I want to stack things in my favor to rank and actually get shared for this particular keyword, here's the information. 3,000 to 10,000 words are getting the most shares. But however, on Facebook, it's actually a little bit less. So anywhere between, oh, well, it is 10,000 words or more on Facebook. If I scroll down, I can see where sharing is happening. DietDoctor.com, Yummy Inspirations, Keto Recipes, Yummy Inspirations, YouTube, Dr. Axe. And you can scroll down and get a little bit more information in the breakdown of where this engagement is happening. And again, engagement is just one ranking factor. It's an important one, but it's also a great way to get additional traffic beyond just keywords and keyword rankings and search engine optimization itself. Keywords do play a role in social media, and this is where, again, you can gather some more information using this tool called BuzzSumo. Number 5, Google's Search Console. That is something that you should already have access to. This is something you should set up at the early stages of building your website so that Google can start to collect data for you and give you some good information about, well, what needs help, how things are going, especially related to keywords that you are ranking for. So let me dive in and show you the back end of the Search Console for smartpassiveincome.com. So it's gonna give you some information about, okay, total clicks based on searches for certain time periods, information if there's any crawl errors and things that can be fixed. But I love looking at search traffic here and going to search analysis. And this is a keyword research tool because it's gonna tell you what you're ranking for so that you can go in and say, okay, well, maybe I should rank a little bit higher for this one. Let's optimize the things that I already have on my website so we can get even more search volume for the stuff that we kind of know is already working. So here's where you can get some information. You can actually show the number of impressions, meaning how often is your search result being shown to people. That's what's here in red. Click-through rates, which I think is really important, and position as well. So I'm actually just gonna go to impressions and click-through rates, we'll turn that off. So clicks and positions. So if I go down here, you'll see that the term Smart Passive Income, which is obviously my website, it has a search volume of about 10,000 and it has 5,796 clicks at the #1 position, which is great. Now, if I go down to my first term, that's not my brand or me, that's affiliate marketing. As you can see, there's a monthly search volume of 165,000 per month, which is great. And 570 clicks. And that's probably because I'm at the bottom of the first page here. You can see I'm at position 9.6. So if I actually click through into that one, you can see like the position over time and you can see how many clicks per day you're getting. Now this is telling me, okay, well my average position is right at the bottom of the homepage. Perhaps I can go back into that page and optimize it in such a way that maybe I can climb a little bit higher and get some more clicks there. Let me go back and find another one, and for whatever reason, I'm ranking for I Appreciate You. I did write an article called I Appreciate You and why that's important. Let's go. How to launch a website. I'm ranking 4.5 for that, 1,600 in the volume. Let's keep going down. Let's see, can I sort by monthly volume? No. Maybe I can sort by position and find some keywords that I'm ranking #1 for that have a high search volume that, you know, here, niche site duel, ebooks the smart way, tips on interviewing somebody, I rank #1 for, that's pretty cool. So again, this is just more information, but what I wanna look for are where I'm positioned on the first page, but I just know that I can perhaps optimize those pages so that I can actually climb a little bit higher. And when you climb a little bit higher on that search engine results page, you're gonna get more results. So this isn't a tool to find new stuff to do. It's a tool to find stuff that you already have that you can improve. And I think that's probably where you should start. So make sure that you have your Search Console hooked up, and I'll put in all the links for all that information below in the description so you can get access to not just this tool, but the other tools that I mentioned as well. And just using these 5 tools, you should have a good understanding of what's out there, the lay of the land of the space that you're in, and what you can do to improve and write articles that matter to the people who are searching for this information. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you is just try not to make this overly complicated, right? Make it easy on yourself and don't get too into the weeds of the data. Yes, search volume and competition and going into other competitors' websites to see what you can do better. Yes, that's important, but you could go so deep where you just don't do any work or never publish anything. And obviously if you do that, you're never gonna rank for anything. So start with what you have, improve it, then go out there and create new content based on what people are searching for, make it better than what is out there already. And over time, Google's gonna figure out, wow, your website and your blog or whatever it is you're creating is worth ranking higher, and you'll see that eventually the cream rises to the top. And hey, really quick before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and make sure you leave a comment below too. I'm curious, do you have any tools that you use that I haven't covered to help guide you when it comes to keyword research? How do you actually approach what it is that you write or create content about? Everybody has a different way to do it. These are the 5 tools that I know about that can help you, but you can help me and the rest of the community too. So leave a comment below with your special systems or tools. Thanks so much, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.